Hi, this is Phil Fasso from Death Ensemble. I am here with actor Robert Nolan at the Macabre Faire Film Festival here on my native Long Island. So, Robert, how are you this weekend?
I'm very good. I'm very good. We just got into town a couple hours ago, and things are looking great here at Macabre.
So let's ask you about, I have the director of your film, Six, standing over here, and he's putting some pressure on us to talk about that.
Yes, Mr.
So let me ask you a little bit about that. So what's the film about?
Sick is a feature film. It's going to play tomorrow night here at Macabre in New York, and it's a zombie movie, but it's got a great. The writing is very good because it's got a great explanation for the origin of zombies. That's sort of scientifically based. So I don't want to spoil that, but we have Debbie Rochon is in it. You probably heard of her.
Yes,
and we have a great cast, and I think we got some of the finest people. We shot in Toronto in last year, and some of the finest people in indie film are working on it. And Ryan Andrews, our director and writer, Chris Cull, he's here as well somewhere. So we're all down here to see the premiere here and present it to a New York audience. So.
Nice. And now you're a Canadian, and you're obviously well invested in the Canadian film industry. So what's the Canadian film industry like?
Wow, that's a big question. I can only speak from the indie point of view, from what I know. I'd say as far as the horror films go, it's extremely vibrant. Toronto is a great center. Canada is producing, not just Toronto, places like Guelph, we have great filmmakers out there. There's a lot of different centers. Everyone's very supportive of each other in the horror genre, and things are very vibrant there. A lot of our films are getting exported, actually, to festivals around North America and Europe. So.
I want to talk to you because I came across your acting in Worm and Familiar.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Worm first.
Okay.
I'm formerly a high school teacher, so I took a big interest in that.
It's going to be a difficult interview. Okay.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about your character in that?
Well, Worm, this is by Fatal Pictures. They're two short films, Zach Green, Richard Powell. Richard Powell's the director and writer. And Worm came first, and then Familiar was a second film that we did after. So Worm is about a seemingly ordinary high school teacher. This is the story, just like you, that you see going through maybe a typical day. However, we get it to go inside the mind, inside what's happening inside this teacher during his day, and it's a divergence between how we appear to each other now. And what's going on inside me or you maybe that, and you hear it in the news all the time. It's all over what happens when good people snap, or wow, I didn't know, I could never believe, that's impossible, I can't believe it, that kind of thing. And it takes you inside that world of where does that come from, what are the possibilities of that. And I don't know how you related to that as a teacher.
Well, it was interesting because I saw it, and I was going to review it right after I saw it.
Yeah.
And I didn't review it until about a week later, right after the Sandy Hook thing took place.
Okay.
So that put a whole different perspective on
Absolutely,
the whole.
I see that, yeah. And this, as far as, it's hard to explain the movie, I guess, in a way. There's not a lot of action in the movie, but there's a heck of a lot of tension.
Sure.
There's a lot of self-identification of what's going on inside of people. So, and it was wonderful. It was a challenging role for me to do it.
And I think part of the thing between that and Familiar is that they both take very familiar, mundane situations, and there's a creepy underbelly going on underneath.
Yeah, Familiar moves a little more into body horror, but later in the film in a kind of surprising way. But these are really close situations it's true horror when in your life, you and I as we are now, it's not something like zombies jumping on you or, aliens or something. This is what happens. This comes out of the reality of who we are and our identity of ourselves. Or is it something else? Or, it explores all those kind of things, and I think that's what's so disturbing about it. That creates the horror, I think. It's so well done, and so well directed and shot.
And I thought Familiar was interesting because obviously it's Canadian and it's got the Cronenberg body horror to it.
Yeah, I don't think Richard wants to hear the Cronenberg reference anymore.
I'm sure he does.
Because Cronenberg's a great Canadian horror director. Richard's been compared to him many times, but it's I think there's a far more going on here. You know, I mean, there's certain references and certain similarities, but
Well, I think the good
you know.
part is it takes that and pushes it forward in a whole new direction.
yeah,
So I think that's
yeah,
great.
and it's the subtlety of what's going on. I think the depth and the humanity and it's the uncomfortable truths that that you don't want to look at in yourself, right? And this is what the films are doing. So.
And you do a great job of playing some very creepy characters.
Well, thank you very much. I think that was a compliment. I'll take that. Thank you so much.
That was definitely a compliment.
If I could just mention that we're here at the Festival Macabre, and there's several films that I got to act in that are playing here. Several of them are by Alfredo Salvatore Ocellesi, who's over here, a director. I've worked with him for several years on short films, deep, dark things. Yeah, Alfredo, come on in here. And this is Alfredo right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Alfredo?
Not too bad. How are you? Yeah. How are you, Rob?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good? All right. Okay, cool.
So maybe you can tell them some of the films that are going to premiere here tonight.
We've got the world premiere of Scent of Rosemary. It's been 4.5 years since it's seen the light of day, and that's mainly because of the content. We're talking about pedophilia, essentially, and it's pretty dark subject matter. But
He's used to dark subject matter.
Well,
It's all right.
this one takes a brave festival to actually premiere. Thank you, Macabre, for doing that.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy to see it. It's a difficult subject, but it's treated in I think a very artistic and truthful way, and with a lot of different dynamics. I mean, we all had different views of the subject at the time. I think that added to the creativity of what went on. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we're also screening Reverie 3. Reverie 3 is a film about sort of like the angst of a foster child and seeking revenge against his family. Robert was also in that one as well.
Hypnotism and kind of magic, I suppose.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of how one kid sort of takes the movies and turns it for his own benefit. We're also screening God's Acre. God's Acre is a 4-minute short that we did for the 24-hour film race, also starring Robert Nolan. Everything stars Robert Nolan, by the way.
It all came together to this festival.
Like I said earlier, it's Robert Nolan featuring the Macabre Faire Film Festival. So
there's 69
that's exactly what it
films
is.
here. Anyway.
You're like in 10.
8.
So it's all like in room there.
Go on, anyway,
and then we're screening last Macabre Faire's Best Screenplay winner for Clear Skies, and that'll be on Sunday. So that doesn't really have Robert Nolan in it. He's got a voice cameo for 2 seconds. So sorry, Robert Nolan fans.
But a switch in that it moves into more of the sci-fi area.
Yes, yeah, it's a totally a genre switch.
Rather than more of a gritty feel.
Yes.
Can I just ask Ryan to come in?
Now it's Ryan's turn. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah. He's been trying to jolt us, but we're gonna jolt him now.
Ryan.
It ain't gonna work, man.
Ain't gonna work? No? Okay.
I've just been hiding behind the camera trying to direct them, but actors want to be actor. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I did one on the weekend, so I had my acting debut.
Oh, great! I had one in Oklahoma actually
Did you really?
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I had my acting debut. I had a lovemaking scene where I had to throw off my shirt.
Oh, I've heard about this.
I had some bludgeoning makeup done, and I did stunt driving.
And it wasn't acting at all.
It was all real. It was all me.
Yeah. Anyway, Ryan is the director of Sick, the feature film that's going to be showing here tonight, zombie feature. Maybe you can tell him more about the movie.
All right, I'm not really sure what Robert said. It's really loud in here, but basically it's a zombie apocalypse, more dramatic than horror in style and substance. We focus more on the dramatic element of the survivors surviving through the apocalypse, mainly because when co-writer Chris Cull first pitched the story to me, as a horror filmmaker, and I've done 3 other horror features prior to Sick, I always kind of thought I didn't want to do a zombie film because when you think horror and you think independent, the first thing you go to is an indie zombie film. They're a dime a dozen, and a lot of them are the same. You always have that occasional one that stands out, and I just never thought that, we would have one that would do that. But when Chris pitched that idea to me, it was just like, that is the most brilliant story I've ever heard. We have to do this. We have to do a zombie film. And having worked with Robert Nolan in the past, he came in to audition for it. Perfect. Same with Christina Aniceto, who plays the lead female in the film, Dr. Lee Rosetta. Both of them are nominated at this festival. They also, yes, Richard Sutton is his partner in crime in the film. Jennifer Polanski, who will be here tomorrow because she lives in New York now. She's in the
Look for
movie.
the nude scene from Richard. Okay, not fully nude. Okay, did I give something away there? No.
Probably not. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it's a great cast. Debbie Rochon, Scream Queen that everybody in horror knows and loves. She's in it as well. So it was just a great opportunity, me as a director, being able to direct such a great ensemble cast.
I just got to mention Michael Jerry Davidson. I worked with him several times as the DOP. Yari Davidson. I should know his name by now since I've worked with him several times already.
He's up for a nomination
Yes,
for
that's
Best Cinematography in Sick as well.
That's right. So, anyway.
Okay, now the burning question. Was Sick filmed in the garage?
But the sequel could go there, I think.
What the hell that means?
That's my garage.
It's correct. A lot of Alfredo's films were filmed in the one location, the garage.
No, we shot actually, we shot some scenes. Our exteriors were shot up in Pontypool, Ontario, primarily because there's a great Canadian zombie film called Pontypool, so we wanted to kind of pay homage to that. Then a primary film was shot in Toronto and the surrounding area. We don't shoot one location anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and
Thanks.
I just want to mention, I don't see him here, but Steven Cerritos has from Toronto also has 2 films here, 3 films actually. Rochefar.
2 films and a music video.
Rochefar. What's the name of the other?
Rochefar, Hat Face Killer, and the music video.
And do all those feature Robert Nolan?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm in Rochefar. I have one scene in Rochefar.
Yeah, he's.
I'm not in all.
He's
I'm not in everything. Okay, I try, but they won't let me back in.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, so Robert Nolan has invaded Death Ensemble. I want to thank you guys for this.
Pleasure to be here.
I want to thank you guys for this group interview. Okay, thank you very much.
Can I
It was
just
a
say
pleasure.
one more thing? A Macabre Film Festival, LC Macabre. You guys have just organized a great, really enthusiastic, all the energy here, the full commitment of people, all the costumes you see around, the decorations, and the press and everything that they brought to this thing. I think they have a great future here, so just want to let you know that.
And we want to thank our driver for getting us here.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Our driver, also known as our producer, who kind of paid for the whole feature film that we did, called Sick, Survive the Night. Yeah, Cengiz Femi.
This has turned into a Canadian Oscar acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Pretty much what's happened here. Yeah. We turned into a
my
monologue.
mom, and I want to thank Ryan's mom.
I want to thank his
And
mom.
Alfredo's
And
mom.
my mom, she.
And your mom.
Thank you.
And can we thank his mom too?
Sure.
Elizabeth, the cameraman's mom. Yeah, but anyway.
Thank you very much,
you.
gentlemen.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
Good work.